Yo, what is going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the NBA slate on DraftKings for Monday, February 12th. We have a 6-game slate today, and before we get started looking at this 6-game slate, like always, guys, I would really appreciate it if you would drop a like on the video. I believe Saturday's video got over 200 likes, which is just insane. Thank you guys so much for that. Really appreciate it. Make sure you leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you click that subscribe button, so that way you'll never miss out on any of my new videos. But yeah, guys, starting off at point guard on today's 6-game slate, and looking up top here, we do have Steph Curry, really the top stud on one of the top studs on the slate, and the top guy at point guard. Got Ben Simmons for cheaper, Lou Will, Drew Holiday, some guys in that mid-range. But starting up top with Curry, love Curry here. Draymond Green is doubtful as I'm recording this Sunday night, and if Green is out, that is a little bit of a boost for Curry. We'll have more opportunity for him to handle the ball, more opportunity for him to get more assists. You know, Draymond usually gets about 6-7 assists every game, it seems like. I feel like Curry will pick up some of those assists with Draymond off the court. This is obviously a great matchup here. Going up against the Suns, a very bad defensive team. You do worry about blowout here if Phoenix can keep this game close. But I don't really like fading good players just because of blowout. Sometimes that really doesn't work out. You really never know if the game's going to be close. Just play the guys you want to play. So I'm going to play Curry today with Green off the court. I think he's a really good option you can pay up for. There aren't a lot of studs on the slate. You got Davis, Embiid, Drummond, Durant, Griffin, and then after that it sort of tails off to like the mid-tier, like 8K, 7K. Curry is one of the top studs that I do like paying up for. I do see a lot of good like 5K plays that you can go to, so should be pretty easy to fit in. At least one stud, maybe even two of your choice today. And like I said, Curry the guy I really want here. So since I'm paying up for him, probably won't be on like Ben Simmons, Lou Will, Drew Holiday. Just not sure if these are guys I feel like I have to have. I think this Phoenix Golden State game will be very high scoring, so if you do want to get some exposure on the other side, you could play Devin Booker here if he does play. If Phoenix wants to have a chance of even staying competitive in this game, it's going to be because of Devin Booker. And if he plays today, he could be a really good tournament option. You do worry about the defense. He's going to see Klay Thompson defense, I would imagine, and Thompson is a very good defender. But Booker's really cheap. He's only $7,400. And like I said, if Phoenix wants to have any chance of winning this game, Devin Booker, if he plays today, going to be a big reason why. So I would like to go to him in that mid tier if he plays today, especially in tournaments if you want to stack up this game and just hope it stays competitive. But looking for other mid-range plays, a lot of guys I see here I do like, but they're kind of priced up, like Zach LaVine. Been playing so well lately, but now that he's up to 6,900, not really a guy I feel like I have to have today. Just don't see like any 6K range plays that I really think I have to have. So looking in this 5K price here, I think there's some really good plays here. Guy that really stand out to me, Austin Rivers, just 5,400, and a great matchup against Brooklyn. Austin Rivers does seem a little bit too cheap today. You love the matchup. Brooklyn, a very bad defensive team. They do play at a pretty fast pace. Rivers is returning from injury. Did just come back from injury, played 2 games back from injury. The minutes have been there in those 2 games. He's played 32 minutes and 32 and 34 minutes in those 2 games, and has put up 26 and 29 DraftKings points. And at 5,400, that's too cheap of a price tag for Rivers. If he's going to be playing 30-plus minutes against the Nets at just 5,400, very likely he's able to pay this off. I do like him as someone you can use as sort of a value play at either point guard or shooting guard. Also really like DJ Augustin right under him. I think Augustin also a very good option as well. With Elfrid Payton now on the Suns, Augustin will be the starting point guard for the Magic. Did start their last 2 games against Milwaukee and Atlanta. Played 35, 23 minutes and put up 40 and 23 DraftKings points. It is a bit concerning he only played 23 minutes in that last game against Milwaukee, but I'm not really worried about that. I think Augustin is going to play 25 to 30 minutes every night. If he's playing really well, sometimes he'll exceed 30 minutes. And if he's going to get 30-plus minutes against this Chicago team, he should absolutely be able to crush this price tag. Just 5,300, very likely he's able to return value on the salary. So he's another guy I like for value. Him and Rivers, 2 guys I see you can use at point guard or shooting guard for value plays. You could also go to Jerian Grant, another guy, been pretty consistent lately. He's in a good matchup. He's just 5,200. I do like him as well as someone you can use to go cheap here. Then trying to go sub 5K and find cheap value. The one guy that really stands out to me here as it's sort of a cheap option we could consider is Patty Mills at 4,500. If Tony Parker and Dejounte Murray are both out again today, they did miss on Saturday. Mills did get the start on Saturday against the Warriors. He didn't play that well. I know a lot of people were on him, including myself. Only played 18 minutes in the start last game against the Warriors and put up 10 DraftKings points. Really disappointing. He did get into some early foul trouble in that game, so that was kind of one of the reasons the minutes were so low, and the game did blow out as well. But I think if Tony Parker and Murray are both out again, we can go back to Patty Mills here. Didn't see that big of a price increase at 4,500. I think he's still a good value play today if both of those guys do remain out. But that's really what I'm seeing for point guard, for cheap value plays that really stand out to me. So let's go ahead and look at shooting guard. Talk about some plays here that I haven't already mentioned. You have a lot of guys here I kind of skimmed over but didn't really mention, like Drew Holiday. I didn't really talk about at point guard, but you could play him here. If you do want to pay up at this position, I said Devin Booker, really good tournament play if he winds up playing against the Warriors. Those are guys that do catch my eye up top here, but I think shooting guard, if you're not playing like Rivers or Augustine here, you can go to this mid-tier and find value as well at this position. A guy like Josh Jackson is a guy that I do like, but the price tag at $6,200, I'm not sure if I want to pay that much for him. He has been playing very well lately. The minutes have been there. His last 3 games, he's played 36, 33, and 39 minutes, put up 34, 23, 46 DraftKings points, so he has shown upside. He's pretty much given you about a 25-point floor lately. He's been consistent as well. You could play Josh Jackson, but at $6,200, I'm not sure how great of a play he is when he's kind of that much, or he's kind of that expensive. I feel like this is another position we can find some value and play guys here that are cheap. One guy that catches my eye here that's being really cheap at shooting guard, been playing really well lately, Allen Crabbe at 4,900 in a matchup against the Clippers. You do like this matchup for Crabbe. Been playing really well lately. The minutes have been there. His last 2 games, he's played 36 and 44 minutes. Has put up 40 and 43 DraftKings points. And he's still pretty cheap at 4,900. Not really sure how much these 40-point games really matter for Crabbe. I doubt he keeps this up. But he is starting to get the minutes. He is playing 30-plus minutes a game. And he's still cheap at 4,900, and this is a good matchup. So you could play Allen Crabbe as a cheap option if you're going here at shooting guard. And that's really what I'm seeing at this position. Pretty gross position if you're not playing guys here that I haven't already talked about, like Rivers, Augustine, I believe are both eligible here. I think Patty Mills might be eligible here. And just a lot of these mid-tier plays, like these 5K, 6K plays, not really thrilled about them just because they're kind of priced up. Like Jackson, I do like, but he's priced up. Fournier's kind of priced up as well. Zach LaVine, I mentioned earlier, he's kind of expensive. So that's what I'm seeing for shooting guard for options that catch my eye. So moving on to small forward. Looking up top here, you got Kevin Durant in a great matchup today going up against the Suns. Obviously, since I'm going to Curry, there's a good chance I'm not going to be playing Durant today. But he does see a bit of a boost with KD off the court. I was looking at the on-off splits earlier before I started recording. I think KD averages, at least this year, like 1.6 DK points, 1.7, something like that, points per minute when Draymond's off the court. So you could go to him. I think I would prefer Curry, but Durant against the Suns, you really can't go wrong there. But one of the reasons I don't want to really pay up for Durant here, at least he's not an option that catches my eye, because this mid-tier small forward, really loaded with good plays here. You got TJ Warren at 6,900, who's going to be a really good option today if Devin Booker is out again. You don't love the matchup. He's going to be guarded by some good defenders like Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, really solid defenders, but the minutes are going to be there for TJ Warren pretty much every night, especially if Booker misses, and the shots are going to be there for Warren. He played 42 minutes their last game against Denver, took 17 shots, and put up 39 DraftKings points. And I think Phoenix wants to have a chance of winning this game. TJ Warren is going to be another reason why, at least if they can keep this game close. It's going to be probably because of him. If he's playing really well, then Phoenix can keep this game close. So Warren is a mid-tier play that sticks out to me. A small forward. Also, Michael Beasley, 6,800. Love Michael Beasley here. With Kristaps Porzingis off the court, have to consider Michael Beasley. He's just such a good fantasy producer when he gets the minutes. And with Porzingis off the court this year, Beasley's gotten the start. He's gotten the minutes. In their last game against Toronto with Porzingis out, Beasley played 31 minutes, put up 38 DraftKings points. He's pretty much going to give you a 30-point floor if the game stays competitive and he gets his full amount of minutes. And we obviously know Beasley has 40, 45, 50-point upside to where he could crush value. So just really like him here if you're going to this mid-range. Him and TJ Warren, two guys I do see you can play at this price tier. And then maybe if we're trying to find value, you can play Mario Hezonja if Aaron Gordon's out again today. Hezonja's been getting the minutes lately with AG out. The production's been pretty consistent. He's put up 28, 32 DK points his last 2 games, 21 against Cleveland, 38 against Miami. So he's been solid. The minutes have been there. Pretty solid matchup against the Bulls. You can play Hezonja here if you're going cheap. If Aaron Gordon remains out, do like him as someone you can use to save salary. And then there are a lot of plays here that I've kind of already mentioned, like Allen Crabbe. If you're going sub 5K, you can play him. Bertans has been starting lately for Paul Gasol. Paul Gasol has been playing off the bench. Bertans been starting. has been getting some nice minutes. Has played 26 and 31 minutes his last 2 games. 21, 24 DK points in those 2 games. You don't love the matchup against Utah, but Bertans is really cheap. He's getting the minutes lately. Aldridge is going to be out today, so should see a few more minutes as well. Don't mind going to Bertans here if you just need to save salary at small forward and you want to kind of punt this position. And then one more play I see here, sub 5K. You got Bertans and you also got Royce O'Neal at 3,900 in that same game. If Ricky Rubio is out today, I think we can go to Royce O'Neal as a value play. He did start on Sunday. Rubio was out Sunday. The Jazz are on a back-to-back. And if Rubio misses, you would think O'Neal is going to continue to start. And he's still dirt cheap, just 3,900. Very likely he's able to pay this off. So he is another guy that I do like if you're going cheap here. I think small forward, you can definitely find value at this position. I don't think Durant's like a really great option to really try and jam in. I think Beasley, Warren, if you're going to Bertans, you can play him, O'Neal. These are the guys I really see as small forward that catch my eye. And obviously CRABBE if you want to play him here. But moving on to power forward, and looking at this position, this is a position where you have a big stud here. Anthony Davis in a matchup against Detroit. You obviously have to consider paying up for Anthony Davis, especially since he's still under 12K, just 11,400. That's still too cheap of a price tag for Davis with Boogie off the court. You just look in their last game against Brooklyn, I would imagine that game went to overtime because Davis played 50 minutes. But in their last game against Brooklyn, he put up 87 DraftKings points, had 44 points, 17 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks. Also got 6 steals as well, just a monster game from Davis. We know the minutes are going to be there for him if it's a competitive game. The shots are going to be there. The rebound opportunity is going to be there as well. I do really like paying up for Curry on this slate, but if I can fit him and Davis in, we'll be trying to do that. Love this spot for Davis. Going up against Drummond, not really worried about that matchup. Like I said, Davis still under 12K, still think that's too cheap. I do like him if you want to pay up at power forward or center. I think he's a great stud to pay up for, especially in cash games. But then going to this mid-tier, there are plays here we could consider. I do have some guys here in this mid-range that are out today. But a guy like ENES, KANTER, I do like, especially in tournaments going up against the Sixers. For what it's worth, he did put up 60 DraftKings points earlier this year against the Sixers, had 31 points and 22 rebounds in 35 minutes. You don't love the matchup with Embiid, but KANTER did manage to put up a 60-burger against them earlier this year in the same matchup. So in tournaments, I think you can consider KANTER here. He's given you a floor lately. Might be a cash game play at 7,300. I don't think he's like a lock for cash games, but he's been consistent, giving you a 30-point floor, it seems like, and he has that big upside that you want in GPPs. So he is my favorite play in that price range. You can obviously play Warren in that same range as well. I do like him if Devin Booker's out today. He's only 400 cheaper than KANTER. But looking for other plays we can consider. Not a lot of plays here that I haven't already mentioned. You got HEZONJA here if you want to play him at this position. But then if we're trying to find some cheap value here, I do like a guy sub 5K at this position. Paul Gasol, 4,800 going up against the Jazz. You don't love the matchup. Jazz are solid defensively against the power forward and center position. But with LaMarcus Aldridge out today, so much opportunity for Paul Gasol. I would imagine he's going to move back into the starting lineup for this game since Aldridge is out. And if this game does stay competitive, Gasol should see 25 to 30 minutes, I would imagine. And he's a really good fantasy producer when he's on the court. He's going to grab rebounds, he'll score, he'll get some assists as well. Paul just has so much upside at this price, even though it's a tough matchup. The minutes should be there with Aldridge off the court. The opportunity should be there as well. I do really, really like him if you're going cheap at this position. And you obviously have plays here like Bertans, who I've kind of already talked about. That's really what I see for power forward, for options that catch my eye. So let's go ahead and move on to center. Up top here, got some more studs. Joel Embiid, Andre Drummond up top of this position, 10-1 and 10-2. I don't think these are the two guys I'm really trying to jam in on this slate. Just think I'd rather have Anthony Davis. I'd rather have Curry. Doubt I'm going to Drummond or Embiid. I think center is a position we can go cheaper. I do like Gasol here if you want to play him at this position for value. You got KANTER in this mid-range, who I've already mentioned. DeAndre Jordan's in a great matchup against Brooklyn. But at 7,200, I'd rather have KANTER just because KANTER's only 100 more. I think KANTER has a better floor and higher upside than Jordan. But he is in a great matchup. If he's cheaper on other sites, do really like DeAndre Jordan. But at 7,200 on DraftKings, I think I'll shy away from that price. And another guy in that mid-range, Rudy Gobert, just not really thrilled about him, but he seems too cheap at 6,700. Gobert's pretty much giving you a solid floor this year of about 25-30 points. You get a 25-30 point floor at just 6,700. That is really good for cash games. So you can play Gobert in cash if he is someone you want to consider in that mid-tier. But the value plays at center are kind of guys I've already mentioned, like Pau Gasol, I like if you want to play him at center. You could play Jared Allen against the Clippers. He's probably going to have to play minutes. They're going to need him to guard DeAndre Jordan, but I think at 5K, I'd rather just go down to Gasol for 200 more. And I think that is really it for center, at least options that catch my eye. So I think that's pretty much it for this position. I think that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, just make sure you click that like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe as well. And if you have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT, or just leave a comment down below, and I will get back to your question as soon as I can. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and good luck tonight on this slate, guys. Peace.